Yeah.
You don't have scratch on it, huh? Do you know how I can tighten this?
They feel better than I am.
Well, you need a big safety pin. I have one.
I didn't even. I used my last year.
Which camera do we look at?
Okay.
What?
I left my whole roll of film laying at home.
Oh,
Oh.
man.
Oh. Let's take your picture.
Certainly.
I said for it to come in.
They're going to have a tough time getting you from the grads.
Put it on.
Well, when you see blood, you put the pin in far enough.
Well, were you going to use the pickup Michael or what?
Locked me in the bathroom till midnight. I know, in the men's room too. Can you imagine?
I can't. I mean, that's.
We need one of you to serve Pepsi. And they need you because they need girls, because they don't have enough girls in their ladies' room.
What are you watching for in the ladies' or men's room?
The tuxedos and stuff.
Yeah, so nobody messes with their personal stuff. Right here. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, they don't want to have it.
Well, I got yours
usually,
running.
You know, usually they just take a minute, but means you got to clean, you don't need to. Just tell the rest of the water.
It's just baby's breath.
You need to do that.
Oh, you little shit. Why didn't you just grab this two right there?
He's got to show off. Hey, be quiet. You're on tape. Hey. Give you some money.
I should just get a glass ice and go get Oh, they're up there.
Have a nice picture there because he's fine.
Everybody smile pretty. Now I'm going to come out. Yeah, I guess.
No.
Yeah, these things are great, man. You can really get a lot of action on these things.
Running. Yeah, the light's not going to be too good on it.
Open your shutter. In a couple of days. I'll get out of here.
Trying to be all.
They let you untie this.
Can't do that though.
I know. They wouldn't let me do it either.
Michael's got his sunglasses on.
They taught him how to walk around.
Can he tell Mike to take his glasses off? Cool. Mike, take your glasses off.
Hey, hon, you okay? What's the matter? Put him on the rack.
Get a good one in here.
I'll never get a picture of him on his back.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, graduates and students. Annual commencement exercise of Pioneer High School. Would you now please stand and repeat with me the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag?
She's our independent study teacher, and Louise Tuthill became ill for a couple of days with the measles, if you can imagine. And so Stephanie started baking cakes, which we have in room 8 after the ceremony. I'd also like to thank Leslie Zauer for putting on an outstanding graduation dinner dance at the Sun Oaks Rocket Club. I'd like to thank the whole staff for all they've done this year, particularly for the help and assistance that they've given to our graduates for 1986. And in line with that, I picked up a poem that one of our graduates wrote in our yearbook, and I'd like to read it. Today is the beginning of life, where we say our last goodbye. To all those teachers and friends, we now share memories and cry. I remember the good years have given even the problems and tears, but the bad times always turn out good. All through our high school years, my memories of parties and the good friends that I've met, vacations, teachers and exams, and boyfriends I'd rather forget. These high school years are worth the trouble. It's time to make dreams come true. Graduation is the beginning, and the future is up to you. This was written by Terry Jurgensen. I'd like to give out a special award at this time. It's being presented on behalf of the whole staff. One of our faculty members is retiring this year, and so if Mr. Albert would come up here, I'd like to present him with a plaque. Presented to Myron Albert in appreciation for your years of dedicated service to Pioneer High School. Enjoy your future career. Pioneer High School staff, 1986.
Mr. Spainhour, members of the Board of Education, fellow faculty members, students and friends. It was 18 years ago, and actually 19 years ago, when I was hired by the Shasta Union High School District to take John Olson's place at Central Valley High School. 5 years after that, the opportunity came to come down to Pioneer and organize the business department. And because I've always felt that Pioneer was justly named, because all of us are on the frontier of a student's future. We're all on the frontier. We're all pioneers. Pioneer has also, over the years, has done many pioneering things. A student comes down, maybe they don't really like themselves, maybe they don't like their adult authority, they don't like their parents, they don't like their teachers, they don't like anything. They don't like anybody. All of a sudden they get a message that they can have success here at Pioneer High School. And pretty soon their self-image starts to change. And they see in front of themselves a possibility of succeeding. They see a possibility of graduating and of taking a useful place in society. And this is what we see as teachers here at Pioneer. We see people turn around. We see people get their act together, if you want to put it that way. And pretty soon, on a great day of everybody's life, but mostly for the kids, they get an opportunity to wear a cap and gown and come across this stage and receive the congratulations for a job well done from their principal, who has served them for the time they've been here at Pioneer. And to be recognized by all of the teachers who have been helping them. Since this is for the kids, and since this is for the, I should say, young men and women, because that's what they are, it's always nice to see students come to Pioneer as kids and graduate as young men and women. And so I want to thank everyone for the opportunity of working here. And they're not going to get rid of me yet, because the Pioneer was the only continuation high school in the state of California which was funded for a brand new program which starts in the fall. And it's going to be my privilege to help implement that program. Thank you all again for the privilege and for the opportunity. And thanks for this. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce the staff. Now, some of you have met by name through recognition, but I'd like to run down their names and let you know, have them wave a hand if they're in the crowd, or stand up if they're over here in the shade. They used to be sitting right here. Bob Kramer, teaches industrial arts. Larry Harris, who is filming, videotaping this ceremony. Jory Hastings, art teacher. Bill Hastings, math and social science. Pam Hughes, English and journalism, standing under the tree here. Richard Keller, auto shop. Right over here. Jim McShane, social science and math. He just joined the Mod Squad in Miami. Don Moore, of course, a counselor. Leslie Czar, history. And I have mentioned Stephanie Nabo, independent study. I'd also like to introduce Marita Jonte, my secretary. Is she around here? Hiding somewhere? Don O'Dell, I'm sure, is running around here somewhere, our maintenance man. We have to thank him for the beautiful campus that we have. And Martha Silva, attendance. And my youngster who caught the measles the last couple of days, Louise Tuthill, homemaking and parenting. And I'm Dave Spainhauer, the principal. Oh. I get as nervous as the kids, I think. I'd like to introduce Janice Holman, our new science teacher this year. And I think for the first time, at least since I've been at Pioneer High School, we have a honest to goodness science class. Each year, most of the high schools have what they call a valedictorian. And we're not any different than any high school. And at this time, I'd like to introduce the valedictorian from Pioneer High School. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this young lady. It's been a struggle, and she has survived many obstacles to be where she is today. She was Student of the Month in September of 1985 and 86. She's been on the honor roll for 4 quarters this year, and she was on 2 or 3 honor rolls last year. She received all A's and 1 B this year. She was recognized with a certificate of appreciation in journalism. She earned the most grades and most credits in algebra in 1 quarter than any student ever has. She's had perfect attendance in aerobics. She's been married for 3 years. She'll be attending Shasta Community College in the fall, majoring in journalism and business. I'd like to present the certificate and valedictorian, Cindy Sorling. This certificate of recognition and commendation is signed by Bill Honig, the state superintendent. And I'd like to read it. It is a great pleasure that I congratulate you on your graduation from high school and your selection as a valedictorian for your class. Earning a high school diploma is in itself commendable. Being chosen to represent your graduating class is further a testament of your outstanding achievements. The strength of our democracy, and therefore our nation's future, depends on an education citizenry. Your selection as a valedictorian is a fine commentary on the education you have received from your teachers, as well as the guidance and support of your parents. Most importantly, is a tribute to your personal efforts and commitment to excellence. I applaud your accomplishment and wish you every success in the future. Bill Honig.
Well, in less than 2 weeks, I'll be a 19-year-old high school graduate. It's funny because when I was about 12 years old, it was my goal just to turn 16, just so I could get out of school. I never enjoyed it, and my attendance about proved it. I had a feeling they didn't really care anyway. It's like, you're just another number. When my husband John and I moved up to Reading, I'd been out of school for 1 year. Being I was on my own and wanted to make something out of my life, I decided to go back and try for my diploma. I went to other schools here, and they recommended me to Pioneer, most likely because I was married, but I thanked them for that. When I came to Pioneer, I could tell it was different. I mean, the people here really do care about the students. For the first time, I was enthusiastic about school. My attendance was the highest it had been since the 6th grade. Now I'm getting my diploma, and these great people here have helped me a lot to reach this goal. They and my husband were always there to give me any support I needed. Next, I'll go on to college to major in journalism, because I've come to appreciate the meaning of education, and I want to get all I can now. I never thought I would say this about a school, but I'm really going to miss this place and all the great people in it. I want to thank them all. Thank you.
Janice Hoban, you have a couple of awards you'd like to give?
Okay, what I have here is an award for the Student of the Year in Algebra, which has been taught this year for the first time. And I had a student that was so incredibly motivated, self-motivated to work at home, that on Mondays she would come in with a handful of assignments and want to take tests. And it just so happens that this person was also the valedictorian of this class, and that's Cindy Sorling. I have one other award, and it's Student of the Year in Science, and I taught 3 periods of science all year. And I had one student that also stood out among all others in every aspect other than, not just science. This student, if I could give an award, I think it would be the Human Being Award of the Year. She had incredible obstacles other than just getting to school and doing her work and getting it done. She lived far from town. She got up very early, caught the bus, 5:30, I think. And she would make it to school, finish the work. She had my class 7th period, and she would stay till the end, make sure she got her work done. Later on the year, during all this time, she was also packing somebody with her. She was pregnant most of the time of the year. And then she had her baby, and also she packed her baby with her on the bus every day, brought it to school, and also showed up for class after school, went down, got her baby on the bus, and went home. This student, I think everyone knows by now that I'm talking about, is Wendy Rhodes.
Pam Hughes, I think, has some awards.
We teachers are just like you parents out there. We're proud of our kids and pleased when they graduate, but there's something inside of us that kind of hates to let them go. And this is the case with me today. One of the students who's graduating, it's very hard for me to let go. She's been my right-hand woman for 2 years now, and she's been very helpful in the journalism program. She's getting lots of recognition today. It's Cindy Sorling. I'm especially pleased to know that Cindy's going on to college and to pursue a career in journalism. And to help her do this and to show my appreciation and gratitude for all that she's given to us, I have a little gift here of some reference books for her.
Leslie Zauer has some awards to give.
We're a little bit backwards here, excuse me a minute. In my American government classes, I have two students who I felt did a very good job as far as attendance and as far as assignments turned in, and just kind of being around all the time and doing a lot of work. I would like Felina Kuykendall, please. And then I have two perfect attendance awards for Kelly Scott and James Bailey. It has been my pleasure at Pioneer High School to organize a student government organization called Pioneer Orienting People, or POP. And it is through this organization that we have had 2 years now of a senior prom, and we have done several fundraisers, and with these fundraisers we have earned enough money each year, which happens to be about $2,000 every year, to put on our senior prom. And I'd like these people to come forward, and if they could just line up across the front, because I think they need to be recognized. They're not only seniors, but they're juniors as well. And that is Eddie Cruz, Jeff Taylor, Mike Gazigli, Sean O'Brien, Karen Brown, Debbie Harris, Dawn Thomas, Kim Carter, Mike Hines, Marci Wallen, Armando Rosales, John Larson, Robert Hasselhun, Blaine Stidham, Polly Patton, Denise Lerner, Dana Brooks, Tracy Booth, Kathy Mulman. Will you please come up?
As in the past, each quarter we present the honor roll certificates for all students, but particularly today we will be passing out honor roll certificates to the seniors. In order to make the honor roll, they have to earn at least 15 credits with a B average each quarter. And so at this time I'd like to award the seniors their honor roll certificates. If you notice in the program by their names with a little asterisk, that indicates the number of times that they've been on the honor roll. And you kind of have to understand that there's never been a student who arrived at Pioneer High School having been on an honor roll before. D's and F's and C's were the major grades that they received, if they received any. So if you can imagine, they're making 15 credits with a B. It's quite an honor to receive that award. And so I really am impressed, particularly with the seniors this year who have made the honor roll. James Bailey. He earned 18.5 credits with a 3.6 grade point average. Tracy Booth. 16.5 credits with a 3.7. Kim Carter, 24.5 with a 3.2. Chad Cleveland, 17 and a half with a 3.6. Must be some of his friends. Troy Dominguez, 25 and a half credits with a 4.0. Troy is a man of action. He says very little, but his grades and the credits earned speak for what he does. Brennan Fox, 17 credits with a 4.0. Mike Hines, 18 credits with a 3.9.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Daryl Kinsey, 31 credits and a 3.8. Belina Kirkendall, 25 credits with a 3.6. Steve Morrow, 19 credits with a 3.5. Yeah, it's really amazing to see changes in people. Wendy Rhodes, 29 and a half credits with a 4.0. Kelly Scott, 15 with a 3.5. Stephanie Settle, 19 with a 4.0. Cindy Sorling, 29 with a 4.0. I often wonder what she does in her spare time. Jeff Van Vink, 17 with a 4.0. Perry Wiseman, 16 and a half with a 4.0. Mr. Keller would like to give an award.
Well, it's awful hot around here. Can everybody hear me? Well, there's, if I can get over there, every year, like you said before, you get these kids that come down here and they're different. Well, you always get one that's a real pain in the ass. And one you can say, this is bad and there. And I'd like Jeff Van Vink to come in, please. Closer, is that the name of this too? Organization Plus, right? So Jeff come down here a few years ago, and he definitely had a case of the ass, is the only way I can put it. And we've had our ups and downs, and we got a certificate here for him that has to do with probably the most improved student in a 2-year program. And we have a little card here for him, that graduation card, that, you know, it can't be done, here's the thing that proves that it can. Okay, and also we have a couple other students. We have the silent one that you've already met over there, Troy Dominguez. I had him for a month before he said a word. Then we have, if there was a student that probably improved the most, the quickest, would probably be Steve Morrow. He used to come to school every day, and it was difficult to see his eyes or anything else. And suddenly, he decided this is a hot deal that we ought to get through, and he's built a truck, did a lot of things to save money. As a whole, all these kids have done a tremendous job. Some of them you can't wait to see leave, and some of them you wish would stay forever. Thank you.
Louise Tuthill would like to give some words.
It's with a great deal of pleasure that I announce that Felina Kirkendall is my outstanding student in Consumer Home Economics class this year. And Wendy Rhodes, the outstanding student in our parenting classes this year. Wendy has a special award that she would like to present at this time.
I'd like to present an award to Sandy Terry from the center. All the girls at the infant care would like you to know how much we appreciate everything you've done for us. Without you watching our kids, we wouldn't be able to graduate today. Thanks.
Thank you, Wendy.
And my friends have been a fantastic staff and everybody here helping us. Thank you very much.
And here, Sandy.
Each month during the year, the staff selects Student of the Month. The criteria are very similar to those where employees select Employees of the Month. So if you can think in your mind what an employee looks for, or employer looks for in an employee, we look for the same things in our students here. So to be selected by the staff is quite an honor. It indicates that these young ladies and gentlemen have the attribute that are going to make them successful in life. And sometimes it's very difficult to select the students because there are many competing. But at this time I'd like to present the Student of the Month for April and May, and then I will finally give the Student of the Year award. I'd like to add, before I give these awards, that these plaques were donated by Gilbert's Trophy Shop. And I really sincerely appreciate his donations. His daughter went here last year, and he pledged to donate the plaques this year. I thank him because I was buying them myself. For the month of April, James Bailey. James, come back next year when you practice up on your ping pong. For the month of May, Nikki Best. But she's not here today, so we will certainly give her that plaque. The Student of the Year for 1986 from Pioneer High School, as selected by the staff. You've heard her name mentioned many times. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to present the Student of the Year award to Cindy Sorling. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Dean Dennett, Superintendent of the County Schools, to present our Grota Fund Award.
The late Dr. George Grotefund was the son of Shasta County pioneers. He was very successful financially in his fields of dentistry, gold mining, and cattle raising. He left the greater part of his estate in a perpetual trust to provide scholarships for graduates of all of the high schools in Shasta County. In order to be eligible for this, a student must attend all 4 years of high school in Shasta County. Those who leave school and perhaps come back later as adults are still eligible for this award. The award is not restricted to the first year of attendance only, but upon separate application may be renewed for any year of undergraduate or graduate work. It is the pleasure of the George Grotefan Scholarship Board to award to Rebecca Yoakum $100 to attend Shasta College.
Mr. Don Moore will present the Shasta Secondary Teachers Association scholarships.
The Shasta Secondary Teachers Association to continue their education. Now, as teachers, we always keep our hooks in. How they get this is they have to enroll and bring me their enrollment forms at the college, and then we give them $100. See, we never let them go. And this award is to Wendy Rhodes and Stephanie Settle.
Is Mrs. Brox here for the Shasta College? Is she here? Mrs. Eva Marie, is it Brox? Brooks will present the the California Cascade Association for Education of Young Children. Well, that's all.
It's a mouthful. I was pleased when Sandy Terry called and invited me here because usually graduation means an end to my contact with students, but today it means a beginning. The association, which is CCAYC, is composed of professionals, various educators that work with young children. And we decided last year to include in the consideration for the scholarship students that were entering the early childhood education program. Because as I said, in the past we usually present it to students who are finishing up. And I have here not a plaque, nor do I have a certificate, but instead I have a check in the amount of $100, which is far more important for any Shasta College student. And I would like to, and I'm very pleased to present this to Laura Greenrod.
It gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce our guest speaker. This young lady is a product of Pioneer High School, graduated in 1974, proceeded on to Shasta Community College, continued at Chico State College, received her bachelor's degree, and has just finished her master's degree at Chico. And so it gives me a pleasure to see one of our students who have continued and who has become successful in her career. And as I look at the class of '86, it should tell you something. You've worked hard to get what you've got, and there are no shortcuts to success. I'd like to introduce Carolyn Wiley O'Donnell.
Hi to the parents and the staff and the teachers and the graduates. I can't believe that I graduated 12 years ago from Pioneer, and the message I'd like to give to you is what Pioneer gave to me. When I came down here, I was one of those kids that Mr. Alford was talking about. Didn't like anything. And Pioneer gave me so much that I could go on and on about it, and I just want to thank the teachers that cared enough to help me change. And the thing they taught me was I learned how to like myself, like this song by Whitney Houston, her hit out now. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. And if you can't love yourself, you can't love other people. And besides loving yourself, you need to believe in yourself. You wouldn't have made it here today if you didn't believe in yourself. And you can't stop doing that. It's a process. These aren't things that you do once and then it's over with. It goes on through your whole life. And besides believing in yourself, you need to invest in yourself and take care of yourself. And do you know what the dictionary says invest means? Well, it comes from the Latin root to clothe. It means to adorn yourself. It means to furnish with power or authority. It means to make use of for future benefits or advantages. I really like that. And I would encourage everyone to really invest in yourself and make use of all the chances you can to invest in yourself. And that's one way of taking good care of yourself. And I think if you can do these things, to love yourself and take care of yourself and believe in yourself and invest in yourself, then that's what success is. And I want to thank Pioneer for making that difference in my life. Thank you.
I had a young lady come to me last week, and this is when the program had already been printed and the senior speakers had already been selected. And she handed me a speech that she had written. And I felt if she had that much interest and wanted to say something, I'm going to let her. Would Melissa King like to come up? I have her speech right here.
Surprise me. Let me catch my breath. Zip up my robe. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, faculty and fellow graduates. The day has finally come to take the big step into adulthood. We've come a long way in the past 4 years, 5 in my case. We've all had our problems of some kind, whether they were problems that were self-inflicted or things we had no control over. We all ended up here at Pioneer High School, a place that people look down on. These are people that don't realize what a special place this is. While going to this school, I've learned that we are what we make ourselves, good and bad. We are individuals making decisions that will affect the rest of our lives. It is time to start taking responsibility for our actions, and time to stop putting the blame of our wrongdoings on our parents, family, and friends. Our mistakes are our own. It's time to start learning from our mistakes instead of continuing to make the same ones over. Through my high school years, I've made a lot of mistakes and misjudgments. I picked the wrong kind of friends. I picked partying over schoolwork and chose being with my boyfriend over showing up for school. I know now that they were mistakes, and I no longer have the same friends or the same boyfriend, but here I am making up for it a year after I was supposed to graduate. I'm finally through. It's been a long haul, especially for second-year seniors like myself, having things that are equally important on my mind, such as my job. It's hard to work 8 or more hours a day and want to come home and do schoolwork, or to even find in between housework, eating, and sleeping.
Several times through my 2.5 years I've attended Pioneer High School, I've become tired and frustrated. At the beginning of my senior year, I needed 120 credits to graduate. It's a very helpless feeling to know that you still have a long way to go when you should almost be finished. The staff here at Pioneer High School realizes the frustrations that some of us have, not only with school, but with things that are going on in our personal lives. I always knew that if I needed someone to talk to, there was always a special teacher that was willing to listen and who really cared. Having someone that really cares and who is willing to help you succeed but isn't going to accept being taken advantage of has been one of the greatest things about this school. It's made a difference in our attitudes about ourselves. In the time I've been here, I've learned to accept myself as a good person. We should all realize that we all have outstanding qualities about ourselves that no one else has. I think the school has brought out the best in all of us. I know it has in me. I'm excited about life, and I'm ready to make something of myself. I'd like to say thank you to a couple teachers who were definitely very special people. Number one, I'd like to thank Jim, one of the best friends a teacher could be. I haven't seen him much this year, but I'll never be able to thank him enough for all the understanding he gave me and all the second chances he gave me, even when I came to school late with a rotten attitude. He always put up with me. Second, I'd like to thank Leslie just for being herself. She has such a positive, healthy attitude on life. It rubs off on everyone around her. Last but definitely not least, I'd like to thank Stephanie. Without her, whose continual encouragement and support made it possible for me to be here today. She's the independent study teacher here. When I was ready to give up and quit, she was always there with a smile and lots of encouragement. Thank you. You're a wonderful, wonderful person, and you should know it. You all are special, and I can say that I'm happy to have been a part of this school. I have no regrets, just hope for the future. Thank you, and God bless you all.
The reason why she was a little surprised, I didn't tell her she was going to do it until just then. At this time, I'd like to introduce Wendy Rhodes, one of our senior speakers.
Hi. First of all, I want to thank all of my teachers that I've had the past 2 years. A lot has happened to me since being here, and they've been there through it all to help me out. And when I first came to this school, I was a total blowout. I was just gonna quit. I was into drugs, and I rebelled at the thought of anything good for me. And finally, I got a letter in the mail in August 2 years ago that said I should report to Pioneer the first day. And I thought, oh God, another school telling me what to do. I decided I should try it, at least for a little while, and see what it was like. What I saw here was a lot of dedication and ordinary people who cared, not a bunch of teachers on a power kick playing God. The teachers have given me a lot of incentive to feel better about myself. I also know now that I can achieve anything if I put my mind to it. I am now getting a 4.0 grade point average, and I'm proud of myself. I have maintained this average the past 3 semesters. It was especially hard the second and third quarters this year because I was pregnant. But I stuck with it, knowing my baby would need an educated mother. I live by myself with my 3-month-old son, and believe me, it's hard to get up every morning, get both of us ready, and then come down from Round Mountain on the bus. There were a couple of times I just wanted to give up and quit, but there is nothing to be gained that way. Now it's strange to be standing here waiting to get my diploma after so many years of hard work, but it doesn't stop here. I plan to go on to college and be a paramedic. I want to say to the graduates in the years to come, if you really want to get somewhere, going to school is worth it.
Our next senior speaker is Stephanie Settle.
Well, this one's going to be a short one because I hear them in the crowd. They want to go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I came to Pioneer 2 years ago because of family problems. I hated school, I was lacking credit, and my grades were poor. I had no will to go to school, and I had no hope for my future. Soon I found out Pioneer wasn't the same as other schools I attended. Pioneer cared for the students and encouraged goals for success for each and every student. The staff enjoyed their work and really showed it. Graduation to me is special because I wouldn't be graduating on my senior year if it wasn't for Pioneer staff and programs. These past 2 years have given me good friends, new and greater goals, and the courage to try. I am proud to have been a part of Pioneer and its people. Next year I plan to attend Shasta College to study veterinary medicine. I want to thank Pioneer for showing me how to succeed by showing me respect, consideration, and some ambition. Thank you.
I guess the staff and myself would say that this is what it's all about at Pioneer High School. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, we have a lot of former students who are not here anymore, who started out in September, because they had not felt in their mind that school was worth the effort, that they had other priorities. And so when I look at the class of 1986, I'm happy to see that Ronald Harrison, Michael Hines,
yeah,
Rhonda Hufford, Jeff Jewett, Steve Joliffe, Melissa King, Daryl Kinsey, Galena Kirkendall, Laura Leberts, Brett McCrary.
This tiny word, I would choose to believe that the benediction means that God adds his congratulations too, okay? Let us pray.
86, you are graduated.
Steve, Chidley. You gotta be at work. Ryan, yeah. Guys, let's start taking those chairs over to the black top. I gotta go. I don't care. Mr. Hawk, glad you could make it. Are you still alive? I love you.